Walsh. All right, everybody, welcome back. And guys, we're going to talk about my month detox, and oh, it's been fucking tough. Jesus fucking Christ, I swear to God. We're going to go through what I had to go through in a detox here, and I know there's some people that are going to start a detox actually in February. We're at the end of January 2024, but there's quite a few people that are actually talking about doing a detox in February now. And it's weird because normally you'd think that people are going to do a detox in January, but some people couldn't hack it. They couldn't handle, oh my God, it's over Christmas, I can't do this, fucking hell, man, what the fuck? Totally understandable. The depression after Christmas, you don't want to crash. But we're going to go through what I went through here now in the last month, guys, and some of the vitamins and some of the fasting I've done in January to actually help me get over those horrendous moments of feeling down, because I did feel down. So look, guys, hopefully I can help you. And you know, it's funny because, well, actually, let's just get into it, right? It's funny because for me, even at the end of Christmas, I said to myself, all right, Peter, here we go. It's detox time. And I even tried to mentally prepare myself, okay? Now, over Christmas, I was eating serious amounts of junk food, guys, right? Like, I just went to town on it. Bags of crisps, potatoes. Anybody in America, that's kind of like, I can't remember what crisps over there now, but potatoes, Pringles, these type of things. And, you know, they're terrible for you. Drinking 7-Ups, Fanta, Coke, you know, all the sugary shit. Sausages, sausage rolls. I was having about 7-8 cans of fucking beer a night. Or a day, during a day, right? So I wasn't drinking them every night, but it was, you know yourself, you're sitting around over Christmas, you mightn't leave the house, you're nice and warm watching TV or having chats with family when people call over, etc. I mean, I was seriously, guys, on average, if I was not going out on that night, I'd maybe have a couple of drinks at maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden, you're just tipping away for the rest of the day. You know? And you start to add this shit up. 8 pints in a fucking day, every day for like 2 fucking weeks. I mean, that's heavy going. Now, that's when I was staying in. Now, of course, I'd go out at night, so I wouldn't be drinking as much during the day, because I'd obviously save myself for that night. But, you know, you'd start maybe drinking at 6 o'clock then. Fucking 6 o'clock at dinner time, having a few beers, and then you're going out that night. So you've saved yourself 3 hours. You're not drinking at 3 o'clock. You're now drinking at 6, but you're going out for the whole goddamn night. And then, of course, it's fucking binge drinking. So this is where I came from. Now, again, like I said, I mentally prepared myself. I went, all right, Peter, let's fucking do this. You're going to feel like shit. And I was thinking, okay, because I've done this detox so many times throughout the year. And every time I fall into that mental and emotional trap. It's the emotional and mental trap that I think that's what really fucks you. In other words, I was like, okay, Peter, you're going to feel low. You're going to feel like absolute shit. Now, I'm that type of person that if I understand a problem, I like to think anyway that it'll make me feel a bit better if I know that I'm in it and I know what the problem is. So I was thinking, okay, you're going to feel low and you're going to go against yourself. You're going to say, no, my life is over. I can't fucking do this anymore. What the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. You know, and you have these moments and then you get caught up in the moment. But I was thinking, okay, well, look, when you get to that low point, remember it's a detox and maybe that'll just lift you a little bit. All right. Like if I was perfectly healthy, okay, I was eating great food every single day, perfect sleep every single day, and then you were feeling like that, well then, no, that's something wrong. You know what I mean? And it gave me maybe a 1% lift. That's not much now, especially when you're fucking dying of detox and your body's just all over the shop. And I still fell into the trap. I still fell into the goddamn fucking trap. So here's what I did, guys. I even made a list here of the entire month. And I literally said, I will create a week-by-week take notes as I go, how I'm feeling, this or that, and what I did to try and to boost myself again, maybe feel a little better, okay? So, week 1. Here's what happened with me. Week 1, I was exhausted. Tossing, turning in bed. In fact, it was weird because I kind of went cold turkey, like with the sweets, right? The crisps, the Fantas, Cokes, all that. I did go a little cold turkey on this one, all right? Little. Now, I cut out like 98% of them. So I still had cups of tea, okay? Because I think sugar is a big one, guys, for a detox. Sugar is in, obviously, a lot of junk food. And if you crash with the sugar, so it's not necessarily the alcohol that fucks you. It's the ingredients in the alcohol. So like, for instance, the sugar, right? Now, of course, that's not just it. But what I do find, and what I did was, I started for the first few days of the detox on week 1 now. I drink a lot of cups of tea. Now, normally, I'm just a cup of tea with a small drop of milk. But now, I was taking I was taking tea with 2 sugars in them. Now, it actually did help me. It made me not crash as much, okay? So even if you're a bit afraid to go or concerned to go cold turkey, I honestly, guys, I feel like that you take two sugars in your coffee, 2 sugars in your tea. If you don't drink coffee or tea, well then maybe have a can of Coke, right? Or have a half a can of Coke. That's what I would suggest. Now, maybe you know this stuff, and that's cool. But if anybody's, not sure, because fucking detox, it's almost like a fucking science, isn't it, really? You need to know what you're doing, otherwise you're going to fucking crash. And it catches up with you, I find. Like, it really caught up with me at one stage. So, for the first 3 days, I was drinking cups of tea with 2 sugars every time. Right? Now, for me, that's a hell of a lot of fucking sugar. Because I don't drink tea with fucking sugar normally. So, but I said, right, to hell with it. And it did. Let's say going from 100 down to 0, and 0 being you've crashed and burned, and you're feeling like death or shit, or both. Well, it keeps you at maybe 30%, 40%, the sugars, which definitely does help me. Now, what I did for 2 to 3 days, 2 sugars in my tea. Then on day 4 and 5, I did intermittent fasting. Actually, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry, guys. When I was actually, for the first 3 days, the only junk food I had was the 2 sugars in my tea. Okay, so I went back to my healthier food, and it wasn't too bad. So it did keep me, I'm sorry guys, I'm all over the place. It did keep me fairly balanced. It was all about the 2 sugars for the first 3 days. Day 4 and day 5, I went intermittent fasting. Now, if you've never done it before, or you don't know what it is, you're not sure, well, intermittent fasting is, well, people have different ideas and opinions of what the fasting is, but for me anyway, what I call intermittent fasting was I'll only eat once a day. Now, I'll have my cups of tea, I'll drink water, that's cool, but I'll only eat once a day. So for day 4 and day 5, I was having a dinner. So I'd get home for 6 o'clock from work, and I'd stick on steak and veg or whatever it is, and I'd have a big fucking portion. And I find, guys, that's very important that you do have a big dinner now, because again, you're only eating once a fucking day here. But then after dinner, I'd have some cups of tea, yeah. Now, I didn't have any sugar, okay, in my cups of tea on day 4 and 5. So I went from dinner straight through the whole night. Then the next day, straight through the whole night, no food. Okay, I still had my tea and water. So on day 4, I was doing that. And then I'd have my dinner. Day 5, I'd have again the same thing, just the dinner. I'd have cups of tea. Now, then again, depending, and I would reckon, guys, just see how you feel with this one, okay? I would definitely try and cut out the tea on day 4 and... I would definitely try and cut out the sugar in your tea or coffee on day 4 and 5. However, if you do feel like you're dropping, right, and your mood is a bit off and you're up and down, throw in some fucking sugar, okay? Because I do remember on day 5, I did throw in, for about 2, maybe 3 cups of tea, I threw in the 2 sugars, right? I was still feeling a little bit. But what I find with the fasting is that your body goes into almost panic mode. Now, when it goes into panic mode, it's not getting the sugars from your tea. It's not getting the fat or the sugar or the salt from the junk food. It's not getting the beer that you've been drinking or the wine that you've been drinking, okay? Now it goes into a bit of a panic mode. Now, when I say that, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't actually really necessarily affect my mood as much. It makes me feel a bit weak. Okay, I don't have a lot of energy. Obviously, it's understandable. You're only eating once a day. However, what's happening is your body goes into a kind of a panic mode. When it goes in that panic mode, it then starts to turn on itself and then start eating the fat in your body. Okay? Maybe you know this. Maybe you don't. So it's searching in your body for the resources or the leftover of fat that it can survive on. Okay? And that stuff in your body is a buildup of all the toxic shit that you've had built up over Christmas or anywhere else. So it's literally eating up and tearing into all that shit inside you. Then I find what happens is your body is in this mode where it now doesn't matter what food or sugar or no sugar it takes now. It's so, I suppose in one way, it's your body gets into this sort of beggar mode where it'll take any fucking food. And then your body needs it so much now after fasting, especially after day 5, on day 6, right? That even the healthy food, your body now starts to relax with. Okay? It knows it's not getting the junk food that it's used to, so it's not spoilt. Okay? It's kind of like having a spoiled little child in a way. It's so weird the way our bodies are. So then the spoiled child knows, oh fuck, I'm not getting what I can here. Shit, I'll take anything. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll take anything. And then your body relies on that. So you're actually, in a way, you're bullying yourself and tricking your body into relying on the healthy food faster than what you normally would. And I honestly think, I hope I'm making sense here, guys. I really do. So it's a great way to starve your body, let it turn in on itself and start eating the toxic shit that's been built up over Christmas. And then it gets into the stage where it's throwing in the towel. I'll fucking take any food here. And then once you start eating that healthy food, bang, your body becomes, oh, okay. And now you've tricked your body into believing that it needs that food now, the healthy food. Of course, we need healthy food, but you know what I mean. It's magnified. It's more intense now. Your body really needs that healthy food now, more than it ever did. Okay? It doesn't give a shit now about the junk food anymore because anything will do. And if you replace it with healthy food, you're away with it. So that was day 6 or 7. Now, during the day 1, 2, and 3, before I went on the fast, I was taking apples and bananas. I'd have 2 apples in the morning. I'd have a banana as well in the morning. So that was 3 bits of food I was having in the morning. And in fairness, it did kind of give me a bit of a boost, because apples and bananas, they have a bit of sugar in them anyway. Now, you call it healthier sugar, of course. And I certainly wouldn't worry about the sugar intake of apples and bananas, for Christ's sake. It is healthy food at the end of the day. And that did give me a boost. So even on after, what was it, day 4 and 5, I did the fasting. Day 6, I had some apples and bananas. That's right. Actually, I didn't write that down. I'm just remembering now off the top of my head. But I did have apples and bananas day 6 and day 7. And then from there, I've been eating apples and bananas every single day for the rest of the month. And I will continue to do it now as well. Now, loads of water as well. I find that is a huge must, whether you're in the fasting part of it or not, whether it's day 1 or day 28 of your fast, you gotta just throw down that fucking water, guys. Seriously. And what I really do find as well that really helps, another boost for your system to to clear out all the alcohol in you, cranberry juice. Organic cranberry juice. Now, I've spoken quite a bit on this over my podcasts in the last year, on and off. And guys, I swear by this stuff. It's fucking unbelievable. But what is really good too about organic cranberry juice is that it acts as a neutralizer. So it doesn't, what would I say? It doesn't kill the acid in your system. It neutralizes the acid in your system, if that makes sense. Okay? So if you've got an acid buildup in your bladder, right, and you're going for peas and it kind of, there's a bit of a burn sensation, okay, the organic cranberry juice will neutralize, it's an alkaline, it'll neutralize all that acid buildup in your system. And it cleans out the liver, it cleans out everything. I mean, it's just fantastic stuff. Even actually, I find, now luckily for me, I don't suffer with heartburn, but I do get an acidy stomach. And sometimes, even if I can feel, a little bit of warmth or build up in my chest here, the heartburn stuff, right? But like I said, I don't suffer from it, but you can feel it from time to time. Even with the cranberry juice, it actually neutralizes it too. That the stuff is a wonder. Well, you wouldn't call it drug, but it's wonder. It's a miracle, this shit. I mean, it really is to clean out your system, I find. And I would not get the organic cranberry juice that you have in supermarkets, guys. Okay? Do not. So if you're in America, Vons, Ralph's, place like this, no, don't get that stuff. If you're in Europe, Centra, Spar, Tesco, Lidl, Aldi, don't get that. That is literally shit, okay? That's the organic cranberry juice with fucking sugar load in there. Go to a health store, make sure it says organic cranberry juice on the tin, and that's the stuff you gotta get. Alright, so now, before we can continue into week 2, my mood in general, week 1. Well, my mood was up and down, there's no doubt about it. For the first few days I was exhausted because, you're not sleeping properly. Even if you're just sort of casually drinking, you're not getting completely drunk every day. I wasn't at Christmas. But you're not sleeping right. So my mood, it was up and down, there's no doubt about it. The sugar helped in my tea. I didn't have huge epic meltdowns week 1. So thank God for that. So now I was thinking, and here's where the false sense of security came in. I was thinking, hey, I'm over the worst of it now, baby. All right, let's go. Now I was a bit of tossing and turning. I was trying to get back to a normal sleep pattern. So for me, for the first week, I was still very, very tired, trying to get over it. Now, week 2. Let's kick into week goddamn 2, baby. So week 2, I started really now upping my vitamin dose, okay? Now, for the first week, I didn't. Call me crazy, I just wanted to clear out my system first. I felt it was a bit of a waste to take vitamins, even though my mum would tell me that's stupid, and it probably is. I should have taken my vitamins week 1. Probably unbelievably stupid. So maybe it's not good to listen to me. But from week 2, I just had it in my head. Week 2, bang. Now take my vitamins. And definitely have felt a change, I would say, within 3 days. And we'll get into the vitamin take now. I started to sleep better now in week 2 because I was trying to go to bed at the same time every night. And for me, what I find is that, okay, it'll always be great to get 8 hours sleep a night or 7, 6, 9 hours, whatever you need. But I think actually what's more important, and hey, call me wrong, I might agree with you, that's cool. But for me, what I find, it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, as long as it's routine and I get some sleep. I totally shut the engine down. And for me, I was going to bed at maybe 1, half 1, and it's quite late. I should be going to bed earlier. But for me, I was going to bed at the exact same time, and I was waking up at the exact same time. And that actually was helping me to get my sleep back. Now, I wasn't back at full form sleep right yet. Not a full night's sleep. So for me, as long as I was going to bed at the exact same time, it doesn't matter if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, if I'm going to bed at 4 o'clock every single night, same pattern, that's what your body, I find, what your body needs. It's not the amount of sleep, it's the quality of the sleep. And the routine. Now, definitely my sleep got better, that's for sure. I still had a sweet craving. Now, week 2, I didn't have 2 sugars a day in my tea. I'd have, if I felt a bit low, right, I'd let myself be low. And I knew that I felt, okay, maybe a bit of sugar here now, craving, right? I'd go for 1 sugar. So I wouldn't go for the 2. And at least then it was taking pressure off me mentally. Because, I mean, it's a fucking goddamn battlefield going through a detox sometimes, guys. This, I'm sure many of you know. It can be fucking horrific. So for me, at least I was having sugar in my tea, took the pressure off. Okay, I'm not going completely cold turkey on the tea, but at least, okay, it's 50% reduction now. And now I'm still having my sugar in the tea. Definitely helped me, and I didn't have it every cup of tea. So if I was having 5 cups of tea a day, I'd have it in maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how I felt. So I went from 2 to 1. Now, during the week, I still had that sweet craving, even though I did have that sugar in my tea. Now, again, because I went a 50% reduction, I still had that little bit, okay? But look, sometimes you have to just sort of, you know, sacrifice that little off feeling. Then on day 4 and 5, again, of week 2, I did the intermittent fasting. I ate once a day, had a big dinner, and then I did not eat until the next day for the 2 days. So I didn't do it all the time. But again, it just accelerated my body into getting used to the healthier food. Now, here's the weird one. My emotions. Now, week 1, I mean, I was quite low. When I was low, I was fucking low. Oh my god. I'm not invincible, man. You know I'm gonna die, right? You know I'm gonna die eventually, and oh my god, my parents are gonna die, and everybody around me's gonna fucking die. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong? Like, I mean, it was a fucking mess in my head. Now, at the same time, I was checking out myself going, Jesus, Peter, would you fucking relax? It's okay, it's okay. It's just detox. Now, week 2, I wasn't having these meltdowns through it. Like, week 1 was more consistent. I was having it not unbelievably dramatically intense, but I had that dark cloud over me all the time. Then I'd go into, obviously, you know, I was just taking the piss out of myself there though. Oh, Jesus. But even when I wasn't down, I still had that dark grey cloud over me. So it wasn't pissing rain on top of me, it was just overhead, right? Gloomy, shitty feeling, doom and gloom's coming, oh my god. So I had that all throughout the week. Now week 2, I didn't have the doom and gloom, the grey cloud over my sky every single day, right? It was actually more just the sun was almost about to break out, so to speak. However, here's the weird thing. I didn't have that grey cloud come around me, but when I had a meltdown, oh my god, when I had a low moment, it was worse than week 1. I was like, what the fuck is wrong? I thought I'd be over this by now. And bang, that's where I fell into the trap. Week 2, I was thinking, oh, here we go. I'm going to be healthier. But I wasn't. My body was still trying to recover. And in fact, I find week 2 and 3 can be worse because your body's is now starting to get some sleep. Right? It's kind of like wheel spin, all right? Your body's wheel spinning. And then eventually it gets some grip. It actually gets some traction on the road. Now you start your journey. But like week 1, you're just fucking wheel spinning and you're wheel spinning and the wheel's going 100 miles an hour, but yet you're not getting any motion. You're not actually traveling a distance. It's only until you get the traction, then you start to progress down the road. Do you know what I mean? So week 1 was kind of getting rid of the wheel spin, so to speak. And that's what I found. So, okay, now they didn't last as long either though. So they were more intense, but they didn't last as long. Very weird feeling. Very weird. But again, I was just taking notes of this. And now the energy in general was definitely better because I was eating the healthier food, the apples and bananas, unless I was doing the intermittent fasting. And now we go into week 3. Now week 3, this is where I really fell into the trap because I'm thinking, okay, that's it now. I've got to see a big difference here now. And I didn't. I fucking didn't. It was just gradual. I was expecting too much, I think. That's what it was, right? So week 3, slept good, actually. I got in the same pattern. Now my body was actually craving now. Now I know the intermittent fasting helps you to crave into that, and I was replacing junk food. When my body went into panic mode and in the fasting, I replaced all that junk food with apples and bananas, and my body happily accepted it because it needed something, and I replaced it with just healthy food. Now week 3, I'm really starting to crave apples and bananas, and this is where I started to feel awesome, guys. Really, really good. Week 3, apples and bananas, I felt so good, and I still feel great after taking them. And healthy food. I was having my vegetables at nighttime for my dinner, and I had a couple of sweets every now and then, right? Chocolate bar, this or that. But again, that was to just don't crash hugely. And definitely, it helped. My emotions were more stable. But again, this was the weird thing. It was kind of like week 2. When I had a low, my lows now were worse in week 3 than week 2 and 1. Now, I wasn't saying I'm suicidal. No, not at all. I wasn't suicidal. I wasn't depressed. I was just low, right? And then I would snap out of it quicker though. So again, no dark cloud following me around, but all of a sudden it came in extreme to extreme. When the dark cloud came in, holy shit, it was like a fucking hurricane of rain coming down and a tornado down on top of me. Instead of week 2, it was heavy rain. Week 3 was a fucking tornado. But again, it only lasted for about 10 minutes, right? 15 minutes max. And then I'd feel good. I'd feel really good. And again, drinking loads and loads of water really fucking helped. And week 4 was okay. Couple of mood swings here and there, a little bit, right? Not dark and gloomy, sorry. But definitely feeling a lot better. Absolutely no question. Sleep is good. And I almost have a craving now for apples and bananas. But I think that's a great thing, guys. Hey, Jesus, if you're going to feel cravings and be obsessed with a certain food, might as well be fucking goddamn healthy food, right? Why not? So guys, in closing, okay, I find the vitamins that really have helped me. Now I'm going to call them out here for you. So, the vitamins I'm taking to help you get through, guys, and maybe it will help you get through now. Maybe you are on some vitamins. That's cool. But hopefully I can help here. So, I find the Solgar vitamin brand is, for me, it's the best one. Solgar. Now, Solgar. I was taking a multivitamin. Now, this one, guys, I was taking was the extra potency. Now, if you're on YouTube watching, I'll be throwing up images so you can see it. And this one now, guys, has amino acids and chelated minerals. So it's a high potency, okay? A high potency multivitamin. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I was taking that every day. Also, I'm taking, now I even did a podcast on this there recently about acidophilus, or in this case, it's the Solgar multi-billion dophilus. This shit is fucking unbelievable for your stomach. It gives you good bacteria. It replaces the bad bacteria, it fights off bad bacteria and kills it, and you'll, excrete it out of your body, either number 1 or number 2. And it's amazing stuff, guys. It's a game changer. I've suffered from gastritis back in the day. I still do every now and then if I drink too much. But the acidophilus, or dophilus in this case, is amazing. It really, really does. It makes you feel a lot more relaxed. Now, when you're going through a detox, you can't guarantee that it's going to make you feel totally relaxed because your body's going through so many changes. But it does help. It calms your stomach. It just settles you a little bit more. So multi-billion dophilus, it's a game changer. And again, sorry, it's a Solgar product. Another Solgar product, I take the vitamin D3. Now, I would go with the one that is the international unit, they call it, guys. 2,200 IU. Now, they call it the international unit. I don't know exactly what that means, okay? But there's different IU numbers on the bottles, but I go for the 22001. And it's fantastic. Vitamin D3, I take it every single day. Some of my listeners in Canada and in America, depending on obviously where you're listening, sometimes you might be like Ireland, where we don't have much sun in the winter time. I mean, Jesus, I can't remember the last time any of us saw the sun here in the last few months. It's been horrendous weather. So we do lack a lot of vitamin D. I find the Solgar vitamin D3 is really, really good. And I'll say this to you guys. Normally at Christmas time, I push it so hard when I'm out partying and stuff and drinking and all that shit. I'd almost normally come down with a cold or a flu. Like even a cold, right? But every year without goddamn fail, I'd get a cold or a flu. I've been taking that vitamin D3. My mum recommended it to me and she said, Peter, it'll keep colds and flus at bay. I went, okay mum, whatever you say. And I've been taking it for the last few years. I haven't got a cold or flu. Now I know I had the whole coronavirus thing, but after that, okay, since then, I haven't had a cold or flu. And I tell you guys, without fail, before I was taking the D3 vitamin, I'd always get a flu or cold. Guaranteed. It was part of the package. I'm going on the piss, I'm drinking, I'm partying, and I'm going to get a cold or flu, whichever one. And since I've been taking the D3, nothing. So I would definitely get that one. The omega-3. Now, this isn't a Solgar product, but omega-3, any type of omega-3, guys, fish oil. Now, I get the 1,300 milligram, and the omega-3, I think, is very, very good for just lubricating your joints. All right, it's kind of like giving WD-40 to your joints. And it's absolutely fantastic. I find the difference after even a week. And apparently it's very, very good for heart health as well. So guys, just before I leave, I hope it's any benefit to you, because I know there's some people out there that are actually doing a fast. I'm sorry, not a fast. You're going on a detox for February. Some people just couldn't handle the thought of going on a detox in January, which is, look, hey, Jesus, very understandable, you know, holiday blues first of all, and then you got to worry about a detox. It's a lot to take. It really is. But hopefully those guys, I would recommend getting the organic cranberry juice straight away and use it from day one of detox. I would get the vitamins. Now, I only started taking my vitamins in week 2, and I had a big chat with my mother even only a few days ago, and she said, Peter, why didn't you take the vitamins in week 1? I went, I actually don't know, Mum. I kind of said to myself that maybe the intermittent fasting would fuck me or something, that I'm starving my body, that I'm wasting vitamins. She goes, no, not at all, Peter, not at all. So I went, okay, lesson for me. So guys, you know, I'm not trying to be an expert here, but I've got a great mother here who knows her vitamins and health food, and I get results. You know, I'm getting results from what she tells me. So hopefully it can get you guys results. And I'm going to start doing that from now on. Take my vitamins from day 1 with the next detox I ever take. So organic cranberry juice day 1, vitamins day 1, I would recommend. And a couple of sugars in your tea and coffee. And then just intermittent fasting day 4 and 5 for 2 days, and then go back to normal. And then week 2, 4 or 5 days, or day 4 and 5, another 2 days of intermittent fasting. Go do it. And, you know, you're going to go through some highs, you're going to go through some fucking lows. But I would say this, guys, like for me, the most important part of my detox was just staying off the booze. Now, I definitely wanted to calm down on junk food, etc., etc. But the most important was staying off the booze. So I didn't mind, and take some pressure off yourself, I didn't mind having the junk food every now and then. I didn't, because the most important part of this was for me to just have a month free of booze. You know? And putting too much pressure on your body. You know, it's a lot to do for anyone out there in the world. Detox is no joke, guys. If you've never done it before, I hope this does help you at least, you know, that you'll know what you're to look for or what you're going to get in for. You know, like, it's not a battlefield where it's fucking war here, you know, but, you know, like, you'll have your moments, you know, and if you can prepare yourself for the moments, well, maybe it'll help you through it. But it's totally worth it. I'm delighted I did it. Absolutely delighted. I can't wait for a couple of fucking drinks, I have to say. Oh my God, only in a few days' time, baby. Jesus God. The thought of having a few pints is... Oh Lord. I can't even explain it. My God. Anyway, Alcoholic here, Peter, signing off. So guys, good luck with your detox, and you're going to be okay. Oh, and have a liter bottle of water by your side anytime you can. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Peter.
Walsh.